Hello. So the purpose of this video is to explain how you can take a screenshot of your site and make sure that your lot satisfies the constraint of um, the wind farm must be not more than 1 square mile. So if you're looking at Google Maps and you've done your analysis with the wind maps or websites provided to you, you might have identified the site that you want to put it in. And for example, you identified um, your site somewhere here, so you can zoom in. And you must also be thinking of resistance on such wind farm, that they don't probably want it to be in their backyard. Okay, so that's why wind farms are not really close to cities or even towns. So if, for example, this is your site, okay, you will drop a pin, and this is your location coordinates, okay, and you wanted to identify now the size of your lot, okay. So in the previous tutorial, we can right click, measure the distance, and you can create your lot, okay. And when you close your points, it will tell you that this is 2.95 square miles, which is really big, okay. So we need to make some adjustment. Now, it's also advisable to switch your view into like a satellite view or terrain view. So if we click terrain, we will see here a representation of the terrain, because you might land your location on like, um, if you close this, it will be erased. No, you might have put in your location like on this area over here, and you might have mapped out an area that is on a mountain. Okay, so if you've done something like uh, this is 1.9 square miles and it's in a mountain, so you know that you have to like probably change that. Okay, so you're generally going to be the same in the same location, but maybe somewhere over here. So we're going to like close this and drop the pin, and then put in your drop a pin, and then right click, and then measure distance, and then um, put in your measurement. You can move your existing squares, okay. And if you wanted to make it a square, you can make it a square. And that one is not even 1 mile, right? It is total area is 19. So when you have something like that, you can adjust that. Whoop. You can adjust that. Let's just see. I'll reconnect that, and it'll tell you what the total area is. Okay, and you can continue to like move this location somewhere here and reconnect that. Okay, make sure that it connects. Now it's 1.31, so that's going to be too big, so you may need to readjust now. Okay, your points. Okay, that's very close to 1 square mile. Probably need to readjust this again, and that one is exactly 1 square mile. Okay, so that one you probably need to zoom in a little bit. Okay, and when you zoom in, you see that, oh, there are like these roads over here. Okay, so these roads are typically um, in the area that cannot be moved or cannot be changed. So you probably need to revise again. So there are a lot of things that that will affect your chosen site, and roads are one of them. Okay, so as you can see here, I am revising the shape of my lot because it's not always a square. And then I'll click a new one here, and then return my over there. Now it's 1.29, so I need to adjust my area. 1.14. I'll be adjust again. Now it's kind of rectangular. 1.03. And maybe one more adjustment. And now it's 27,812,984 square feet. Okay, so that's not a square mile. Okay, so you can get that information and then start a Google and then convert square feet to square mile. And then square foot, you can remove that and then paste that, and you'll see that the 27,812,984.28 square feet is actually 0.9976535339187 square miles, and that one will fit the constraint of your project. Okay, so because your project is constrained, where it says that the size of the site must be no more than 1 mile. So once you have the correct location and map, you do want to take a picture of this one very close to this corner here. So we need to move that somewhere here. And the reason behind that one is Google Map provides a scale of what a 2,000 feet looks like. Okay, so all you're going to do is take a picture of this one using your clip, or take a screenshot using shortcuts. Okay, so I'm going to take a screenshot of this location, right? I forgot to. And then I can put in that information on my document. Okay. Now I don't have a exact GPS coordinate yet, but what I can do now is I can click and put in my GPS coordinate somewhere here in this in the center or wherever. But I have to close first my distance. Okay, I have to close me, because if I click, then that's what's gonna happen. All right. So I have to close first my distance, and then I'm ready to now drop the pin. Okay, and then that's gonna be in Kern County. Okay. If you want to take a picture of this one, use your screenshot tool again. And then once you've copied that, go back to your document and then paste that there, so you can see that's where the road is. Okay, and that's the shape of the lot, that's the area of the lot, and that's 0.997. You can add words here in the bottom. You can say that this is 0.997 square miles. Okay, which you will need information on at a later date, because the next step on this project is to fill out your wind farm data. Okay, so on this wind farm data, it's going to ask you how many turbine or wind turbines you can fit on your lot, and it depends on first the wind rating of your area. Okay, because if you chose a this turbine, then it's rated for a 15 meters per second, and if your wind area is 20, then this wind turbine can't handle it. Okay, at the same time, the cheapest one, 1.3, is rated at 14, and so if you have like a 16 or 17 meters per second, then this turbine can't handle it. Okay, so you have to choose which one depending on your wind data and then you have to know how many you can fit. So if you try to fit this, you have your distance between each of these turbines is equal to 3 times the height. So here's the hub height. So if the distance is, or if the height is 223, then one turbine to the other, okay, would have to be spaced out 3 times as tall as this height. Okay, so once you know that, then you can figure out how many of these will fit here by doing a short calculation. So once you have taken screenshots of your location and adjusted the size to fit like a 1 square mile with your location in your coordinates, you will now need to fill out the next stage, which is how many turbines can you fit in your chosen area. So as I explained, it depends on your wind speed rating. So let's say you wanted to put a 1.3 megawatt turbine on it, and the spacing would be 3 times the hub height of 223, and 3 times the hub height of 223 is 669. Okay, so if we think about that spacing, if I have a turbine here and another turbine here, the closest distance I can put them together is 669 feet. And it also goes this way, 669 feet. So if I have that restriction, that means that this square, okay, is the, you can only put one turbine within this square. And this square will be 669 by 669. So in order for you to determine your how many turbines can fit, and how you can answer this is you have to figure out how many of those squares that you have here will fit in your lot. Okay, so here's the area of your lot or chosen site, and you know that 1 square of 669 by 669 is just one turbine. You should be able to calculate that one and put in the number here, okay, and then if you do your math, you should be able to tell how many turbines will be here, and multiply that by the capacity, and that will give you your output. Okay.